Hello, welcome to Math 98 Online. My name is Gary Parker. I'm going to walk you through the beginning of the course. So all the course materials are located at Canvas at BMCC, and there's multiple what we call modules on the home page. So I have the course information at the top here, and then there's a bunch of different weeks, and each week has stuff for you to do. I'm going to leave the student view for just a moment. One of the first things that you should do, if you haven't already done so in Canvas, is in your account settings, you can set your profile picture. And so it's a good idea, especially in an online course, to put a picture of yourself in there so your teacher can get to know you a little bit better and your peers in the class. So I highly recommend adding a profile picture there. Let's get back to the class. Each of these modules can be minimized, and Canvas, when you go into the course, will go to the currently open expanded one. And you also have the option to collapse them all or expand them all. So the syllabus is over here. You should definitely read that right away. This is information about which course you're in, your instructor, me, Gary Parker, and some course information. And there's a whole bunch of stuff to read here. So I have kind of like a brief syllabus here with a description and what I expect, and then some of your assignments, brief descriptions, tests, and how I'm going to grade you. And then underneath the grading, there's more details about each kind of assignment that I expect you to do and how to do it. So I do need you to read through this. It's a couple of pages long. And then at the end, there's the how to succeed in online class. So if online classes are new to you, or even if they're not, you might learn something here. I learn something new every day, so check it out. But mainly we'll be working from the home page. So if you're a seasoned Canvas user and you like working off the calendar or your to-do list, then you're going to miss out on a ton of the resources I put here that are going to help you learn things in this course. And since we're not meeting face-to-face, you should go to the home page every day and check out each week. So I have a YouTube playlist where I record things for this class. There is a workbook for this class. You could print it out or check it out occasionally. Instead of, this is a printable workbook, instead of having you print the pages and turn them in, I have online versions of these, so you don't actually need the workbook here. We're going to do a lot of writing, quantitative information. This course is quantitative literacy. It means writing about quantities, numbers. So if you haven't experienced that in a math class, like maybe you didn't take Math 62, Quantitative Literacy 1, you took Math 70, or you displaced in this class, you definitely want to read about the kinds of writing I expect from you. And so the writing in this class may be harder than the math. There's not going to be a lot of algebra. It's going to be a little, mostly it's going to be thinking about mathematical situations and writing about them. We'll do some work with visual displays of information, and then especially since this is an online class, you need to keep track of your own learning, which means planning, working, and reflecting. And so I have a reading to do here, and then you're going to write to me about your plan for learning, how you work, and reflecting back on your work and your plan. So I have these spaced first week, second week, third week, so you can get to those later. There's a form you need to do called Getting to Know You, so hop in there and you'll click reply, and then just tell me a little bit about yourself. And if you want to include any images in here, you can. Note on images in Canvas, you have to have them in your files before you can put them into a forum post. So you got to think about images ahead of time. Some forums allow you to edit after the fact, so you can get it started, go put an image in your account files, and then come back to your post and insert that image. But you can only put in images that already exist in Canvas, so you got to kind of be proactive about that. So tell me about a little bit about yourself and then post it. You can also attach files. So if you had an image on the fly, you could attach it and it would appear underneath, but not inside there, kind of like there's a picture of me inside here. All right, let's see what else. Again, course information section, please check out the syllabus and these other details here. There's a math lounge where you can feel free to write to each other about things going on in the course, where you don't necessarily need my involvement. And then otherwise, we're just going to, each week we have a bunch of stuff to do. So if something has a date attached to it, that means it's an assignment that's due. I just noticed that syllabus date is wrong. That should be Wednesday the 25th. I will correct that. So I want you to read the syllabus and take a quiz on the syllabus to go over the expectations for this course. Make sure you're firmly aware of those before you end up paying for this course and diving into it. And then there's an introduction to how the lessons work and what kind of things you're expected to do technically and physically in the course. So that's a couple of extra assignments for the beginning. Otherwise, each week is broken up into 1 or 2 lessons. And so here we have lesson 3.1, Seeing Patterns. There's a preparatory assignment, which you need to do first, and there's some readings in there. And then there's the online version of the worksheet that you're going to do. And I've hidden the actual worksheets, printable worksheets from you. They're available, again, in that workbook, but we're going to use the digital version, the online version instead. So just a quick comparison of those. You're going to start your assessment, and so you'll have some reading to do about what's expected of you this week, and then some math that we're going to work on. And then sometimes there'll be a video, and then there'll be some questions for you to answer, which sometimes is choosing the appropriate box or typing some value or expression. Maybe you're going to do a little algebra, maybe it'll be a number. Whereas with my on-campus students, I have these printable things that they write in here and then hand them in. So you have a digital version of these things right here in this online class. So back home, so each lesson again will have a prep, the lesson part, which has the meat of what you're going to learn, and then some homework to practice what you learned in the lesson. Then at the end of each week, there's going to be a learning forum. And the learning forum is a place for you to share something you learned or something you got stuck on. And you need to do at least 1 post. They're worth 5 points a week. So as long as you post something significant, a couple sentences, you'll satisfy this requirement. But I want you guys to be writing to each other and me about how things are going in the course. And you need to be specific about what you've worked on. And so I'll post another video about significant versus insignificant posts here later. We've got a little while before we get to that. You can navigate the modules by previous and next. So if you had finished all of the lesson work, then you would do your post here by hitting reply. And after you do that, there's the problem of the week. And I call it share your work. And so everybody gets the same problem here. Sometimes there'll be a video accompanying it. And you get a math problem and what I expect you to do and how I'm going to grade you. And you're going to put a reply here, and then you're going to either, a few things you could do, you could type your work in here, all right, whatever you want to do. Sometimes you might have images to include, so you can attach work. Or you could write it all out on paper. This assignment, actually, I want you to hand draw a graph. So you're going to draw it on paper, take a picture of it, then you can email it to yourself, download that attached image from the email, and attach it right here. Other things you can do if you like working in a word processor, you can save that word process file and attach it, or if you're a Google user, you can post the shareable link here, and more about that later. And so each week is pretty similar once we get past this first week. So if we look at week 2, there are 2 lessons. Lesson 2, balancing blood alcohol, with a prep online lesson and homework, and then lesson 3.3, lining things up, prep, lesson online, homework. And then there's the learning forum you'll post in and the share your work forum. And that's our general procedure here. So if you have any questions, make sure you get in touch with me. Otherwise, jump in here and get started reading the syllabus and taking a look at that introductory information. Once you've done that, if you don't have any further questions, start with your week 1 assignments. Take care, do good math, bye-bye.